Last Friday, we did the Bring Your Kids to Work Day event, and I had a lot of fun. I think it went really well.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Once we got on stage and we got going, just like the energy that we were getting from the audience was amazing. I mean, I think there was probably about 100 kids in the audience.
Yeah, really great turnout. And they were smart too. They already knew about AI, even at that age.
Yeah, I know. Like when we were asking them questions about what they know about I was just blown away by the fact that they knew that you could use it for computer vision, that you could use it to generate things, that it was in like video games that they already played. They understood exactly what it was.
Yeah, impressive. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised that IBMers kids are smart. We should expect, right?
Yeah.
But it was fun to see. So tell me more about coming up with the idea for the silly story generator.
There were a few things that I thought we should probably have as like, I don't know, let's call them system requirements when we came into doing this. And like one of them was let's use open source models, Granite if we can, run it locally so that like we haven't got any data going out over the internet. And on top of that, like, we're doing this live in front of an audience. And so if we don't have that network dependency, that would be great. I wanted to make sure that it was safe, and so I wanted to have the ability to be able to do lots and lots of testing with prompts and moving things back and forth. And I guess that also drove doing something locally. And then I thought to myself, we're going to need some kind of like fun user interface that we can like interact with on stage when we're with the audience.
Yeah, I think it turned out great. I think parents were so happy to know that the data was private. Their kids' data isn't going anywhere outside of like your local machine. And then all the features that you had added, like the sound effects, giving kids the opportunity to choose their type of story. I mean, I remember them just, shouting out the different kinds of stories that they wanted and all.
Right.
So where do we go from here with the Silly Storytime app, since it was such a hit with parents and kids at the event?
I think in my excitement, I sort of asked the kids if they wanted to be able to do more stories at home with their parents, and we got such an overwhelming response of yes. I decided to push the code up to GitHub, and I've written some instructions so that they can run this locally themselves. And I think probably what we should do is we should probably like get someone in our team to just go through the README, make sure that it works, and like walk through the instructions of how people can set this up locally. And we should do that and sort of just share this on some channels so folks can replicate the silly story time themselves.
Yeah. Let's go find PJ. He'd be great to demo this for everybody.
PJ would be great to demo this. That's a good idea. Let's get PJ to run through the repository and the README file, and let's just make sure that it all works as it should.
Hey, thanks, Ash and Meredith. Let's get started taking a look at what's in the Silly Story repository. I want to make sure my terminal is open, and then I'll head over to the README file. There's a lot of information about Silly Storytime here, and I don't need all of it. I really want to just focus on what I need to build the app. So we'll take a look at our prerequisites. I need Node.js version 18 or higher. I need npm or yarn so that I can install packages and dependencies. I need an API key from Stability AI for image generation. Make sure you have an account. And I need Olama running locally. So first things first, when it comes to installation and getting started, I'm going to want to clone the repo. So I'll take that information and I'll head over to my terminal and I will git clone into the new repository and it pulls it out. Awesome. So I will do cd to move to that repository, which is Children's Storytime. So cd Children's Storytime, and I'll hit enter. Great. Now I know I'm in the right place. What do I need to do next? Let's head back to this. So to make sure I have everything I need to run npm install in my terminal so that Node has all the packages necessary to build the web application. So I'll type npm install, or you can just copy and paste so you don't mistype like I just did. And this might take a few minutes. It depends on your connection, but pretty quickly it will download all the packages necessary. And if you'd like to, you can hit npm fund and look at what type of packages are looking for some support. All right, back to my README file. I need to create an environment file, a .env, that has some specific information, especially about the API key. Luckily, in the repo, Ash and Meredith have already provided a .env example. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to copy the .env example into my .env file, which will officially serve my things up. This time I just copied using what's in the README file. Pretty convenient, huh? So I'm going to copy that file. Then I need to edit it. So I'm going to need to bring in my code editor. For me, that's VS Code. And I jump to it right here from the terminal with the code space dot command. Awesome. So here's my env file. And I make sure that it's there. And I see already that it says your API key here. So I have a feeling, even before I go back to the README, what my next step's going to be. And that's to get my API key from stability.ai and put that in the .env file. So I head over to stability.ai, grab my API key, and I'm going to blur this next piece a little bit because you don't need to know what my API key is, just like I don't need to know yours. I'll do that. I'll make sure that I save the file and it's ready to go. Now, back to the README. What do I need to do next? Looks like I need to install Ollama, which I already have installed, but if not, you can go to ollama.ai to get directions on that. And I need to start the Ollama service. So I'll open another tab in my terminal, and I'll type Ollama serve. Now I know Ollama is running, so I'll head back to my Children's Storytime terminal window. What next? Automatically detect if Ollama is available. Ensure that you have Grant 3.3. That seems pretty important. Let's pull that just to make sure that we have it. Now this is another thing that might take a little bit of time. So going back over here, I copy and paste, and I run it. Now, again, I already had it, but for you it might take a little bit of time for this to actually manifest, to actually pull everything down to make sure that you have it. What's next, README file? I'm already to running the application. This is absolutely amazing. So the command that we use for Node applications is npm run dev. Hey, this looks like the Silly Storytime app. Awesome, I'm super excited. For our characters, why don't we take the main characters from this video? We'll use Ash, and we'll use Meredith. And I guess if we wanted to have a little bit of fun, we'll add PJ too. I like to feel included. What should we do for our concept? Why don't we do learning is fun? Because learning is fun. That's why we're watching this video. We will make it educational, and we will make sure that there's a dinosaur involved. This is going to be pretty awesome. So let's generate our silly story. And again, this might take a little bit of time. You hear the fun, jaunty music playing while it's developing the story. And then when it's done, you'll hear a rim shot. In the meantime, you got some fun facts. Apparently, the average child laughs 300 times a day. Once upon a time, in a land full of dinos, lived Ash, the friendly T-Rex. One sunny day, Ash's friends Meredith, a smart triceratops, and PJ, a cheerful pterodactyl, knocked on his cave door. This sounds like a great story. It sounds like we're really going to learn a lot. We've got a great picture that Stability provided, and it looks like it's going to be about teachers and students' education, but also some funny banana and coconut action. Exactly what we're looking for. So if I want to, at the bottom, I can save the memory, and I love that it says created with love for Ash and Meredith and PJ. Fantastic. So all this powered by IBM Granite, Stable Diffusion, and a little bit of Node.js on the side. I'll hand it back to Ash and Meredith now, and they can take it away and tell you how to get started.
We had so much fun making this, and we hope that you have fun generating stories with it yourselves at home.
You can find the link to the source code in the description below.
And let us know what you think in the comments.